So I feel like it's not talked about enough because maybe we just don't understand it enough. And that is the subject of confidence. And, like we start our business and you maybe are not a pro in social media. You maybe are not the most outgoing person. Like maybe you have all of these things that are not going for you, and you have to step into not just faith, but like step in faith, but with confidence. So I read this chapter on the book. I honestly like highly suggest that you ladies, obviously we should all be reading here. This is something that we all know that we need to be doing if we want to grow ourselves and our businesses. So if we are looking at what books you want to read, this one is a really good one. It's called Emotional Intelligence Habits by Dr. Travis Bradberry. I really like it also because it does mention a lot of studies, and I'm like the type of person that like you need to give me the facts in order for me to understand something. This is why I like reading. And dude, like look, check this out. Like I have the whole book highlighted. Like I cannot grab this book without highlighting it because everything is like speaking to you, and if you want to apply it, it's going to make your life better. So, speaking of confidence, I'm going to read a little bit and then also elaborate as well, so this doesn't become like a reading club because that's not the intention. So I want to give you guys 9 things that confident people don't do. But before I go into that, let me talk to you about confident people. Truly confident people always have the upper hand over the doubtful and the skittish people because they inspire others and make things happen. It's obvious that they believe in themselves and what they're doing. Their confidence was there first. So when you start your business or at any point that you are in your business, one, you have to step in faith and in confidence if you want to like get things going. But also, I'm sure you've looked around and there's people that you recognize, even if they're not in your downline, even if they're not in your sideline. Well, we're all sidelines at the end of the day, but you recognize those people, and the people that call the most attention are the most confident ones. It's like when we start, what do we say? Ignorance on fire. Like share your excitement, share your vision. Why? Maybe because you don't know everything right now, but you have leadership, you have resources, you have all of these things that will help you once open mouth is open business. So one of the things that we need to decide, because we can either say, oh, I'm not confident, I've never been confident, and you're just going to stay in that cycle, or you can decide that you can start building habits that increase your confidence. And many of those habits are simply showing up for what you say you want to do. Doubt breeds doubt. Why would anyone believe in you, your ideas, or your abilities if you don't believe in them yourself? When you're speaking about your business, you're talking about your business assertively. You're not like when someone asks you about your business, you better be saying, like how I was telling you before I started recording, I was saying that there's words that we need to remove out of our vocabulary, because if we keep those words, then that's what we're wiring our mind to believe, and that's what how we're going to be acting. So when you are speaking about your business, if you are doubtful about your business, you're going to be like, yeah, it's going. How's your business going? It's going. Oh yeah, it's good. Like, no, you don't, like, dude, be so excited. Share your vision, share your wins, share how scared you were before you got started and you decided, and now you have a vision, you're excited about the future, and you just, like 2 days ago you were so scared and you just simply took a leap of faith. Or like you've been in this business, if you've been building your business and maybe you haven't had the financial results that you want, but you know what you have been doing? You've been showing up on the trainings, you've been learning, you've been doing the personal development. It's like having an abundance mindset and believing that things are going to work out for you. It's like, we say like you have to believe. I think that with what I'm going to share with you girls tonight, it's not belief. Also, like, believing is also tied to confidence. If you believe it's going to happen for you, you become more confident. If you don't believe it's not going to happen for you, then why are you even showing up? What's the point? You're showing up, but you're sabotaging yourself over and over again because you don't believe, because doubt breeds doubt. It takes confidence to reach for new challenges. However, comfort zones rarely expand on their own. That's why people who lack confidence get stuck in dead-end jobs and bad relationships, and they let valuable opportunities pass them by. Everyone that's on this call today said yes, which means you're already pushing past your comfort zone, and that is good. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not willing to do that. And maybe that's what we're here to teach others. Like, hey, it's okay to live right outside your comfort zone. You don't have to push it like more than your like super push it. No, like it's like a new market partner gets started with me and I ask them like, how are you most comfortable to start doing your business now that you're getting started? Like maybe it's in person. For me, it's definitely not in person. For me, it's definitely social media, but maybe for them it's in person. So it's like, okay, you already pushed past your comfort zone for starting this business. So let's get you comfortable by talking about your business the way that you prefer, which is in person or which is in social media. Okay, let's change. I took notes. I'm trying not to read everything. So you have to be willing to take an honest look at yourself. Confidence means you believe you can get the job done. Also, confidence is earned through hard work. Confident people are also self-aware. So we're willing to look at ourselves in the mirror and, you know, honestly call ourselves out in our own bullshit and be like, okay, like enough is enough. I've said that I'm going to be change this, but I haven't changed this. So when? Be honest, being honest and real with ourselves. Yeah, it's painful in the beginning and maybe we don't want to look because it hurts. But if we look at ourselves from a place of compassion and from a place of, I want to learn, I want to be better, I want to get better, then it all works out. Okay, hold on. This is good. True confidence is firmly planted in reality. To grow your confidence, it's important to honestly and accurately assess your abilities. If there are weaknesses in your skill set, make plans to strengthen these skills and find ways to minimize your negative impact. So, what I think about when I read this is if you're willing to look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to know what your weaknesses are and what your strengths are. And also, if you're growing your business and you know that part of the perks of doing this business is that you get to choose who you want to work with when you're intentionally working your business and you're building or I'm not using that word, or you're going over your contact lists again because this is actually something that I'm doing recently. Like I've been in this business for 5 years. I am sure someone that I reached out to 5 years ago would probably want to sign up with me right now. So going over that again right now. But what I'm thinking is, if you know what your weaknesses are, so for example, you're really good at like compensation plan, you're very money driven, you're ready to step into your leadership role, like you have these good things going for you, but maybe you're not the best at social media. Like you could not edit anything for the life of you. Or maybe you are not the life of the party and you need someone that is the life of the party so you can host events with this person. And she's going to be awesome at bringing everyone together and doing all these awesome things. And you're going to be awesome at speaking on stage and leading people into believing in themselves and into, purchasing your product or signing up with you. So if we're confident enough to look at what our weaknesses and our strengths are, we also get to build our dream team strategically and not just like recruiting anyone to just recruit them. So building our businesses intentionally is huge. Okay, what else do I have here? Okay, speak with certainty. You rarely hear the truly confident utter phrases such as, I'm not sure, and I think. I want to make an exception to that. When you're talking to someone, offering them your business, your products, whatever, and you don't know the answer to something, the best answer you can give them is say, actually, I'm not sure. Let me go back. Let me go ask my team, or let me go ask my mentors, or let me go look at my resources and get back to you. And one, that's going to like remove the perfection out of us. Like there's no point in being perfect. In fact, this same book in a previous chapter talked about how we shouldn't aim for perfect. We should earn for doing the best we can, for us to be, when we look back and we reevaluate what happened, can we genuinely and honestly ask ourselves, did I do the best that I could? And if you say yes, then you're able to move on, and you move on because you did the best. But if you're like searching to be perfect, dude, that's just never going to happen. So one, it's going to remove the perfection out of you. And two, it's going to show them, if, for example, it's a potential market partner, that you have resources, and that he or she is also going to have resources as well. And that, like if you have every single answer to what they're telling them, they're going to be like, oh my God, like now I need to know everything. And I don't know anything. Like I haven't even gotten started in this. Okay. Confident people speak assertively because they know that it's difficult to get people to listen to you if you can't deliver your ideas with conviction. So when you're showing up in person or on social media and you're talking on your stories, you better bring the energy. It better be the best day of your life. And maybe if it wasn't the best day of your life, go do some jumping jacks, go do something before you show up. And if you're truly having a terrible day, don't say anything. Like, don't go talk about your business with the worst energy, because who's going to want to sign up with you? Because that same person that's watching your stories while you're talking about your business with like low, shitty energy got curious enough, so started researching and on social media, and then found somebody else on their stories that does Monet talking about their business like it's literally the best thing that's ever happened to them in their whole entire lives. And guess who they're going to sign up with? So speaking with energy and speaking with certainty is so huge when you're communicating about anything. And honestly, it takes personal development and like commitment because it's not an overnight thing. Like you're not going to become confident from one day to another, but you can commit to becoming confident. You can commit to the journey of becoming that woman that you want to become. For my science girls, I have just like a small little thing that I want to read to you. And it says, seek out small victories. So confident people like to challenge themselves and compete, even when their efforts yield only small victories. Small victories build new androgen receptors in the areas of your brain responsible for reward and motivation. The increase in androgen receptors increases the influence of testosterone, which further increases your confidence and eagerness to tackle future challenges. So to me, that means that I'm gonna go make myself a system, whichever works the best for me. I already have mine, but for you girls, in a way that you can track your wins. I've been doing this for almost this whole year. I have a group chat with myself, Odalis, many of you know that it's a group chat. It's called To Do, and it's me, like nobody else is in the group chat. Well, my assistant is in the group chat, but she's like watching, making sure that I'm getting shit done. Or like, hey, did you do this? You forgot, but whatever. I write myself the things. Basically, the group chat is like a mental download group chat. That's what it is. So I'm busy, I'm with my daughter, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever. And I'm like, oh, right, I need to do this. And how many times do we have those thoughts where it's like, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to do that. And usually they're packed with valuable ideas, but then we forget about them. So one, the To-Do chat helps me with just downloading information there and like, okay, I'm busy with my daughter, I got an idea, I text myself. And then once I'm working or once I'm like in not mom mode, then I can focus on the things that are important and not like, oh, I'm with my daughter and I'm constantly thinking about this one thing that I cannot forget about. And two, as I get these things done, like I text each one of them one by one, and then I react to the message with the thumbs up once it's done. And dude, that feels so good, especially on days where you feel like defeated, where you feel like you did everything, but you didn't do anything. And also, that feeds your mind good things because it stops your mind from going into that downward spiral of I didn't do anything today, like I didn't accomplish, here I go again, I always do this, like that's over. It's been over for me for almost a year, and I'm so grateful for that, because if I spoke to my friends or you guys the way that my mind sometimes talks to me, it's like you guys would never talk to me again. So for me, this has been such a win because I'm able to look at my chat and it's like, wait, I actually did accomplish things, and I can go to sleep feeling grateful and happy that I did move the needle forward, maybe just 1%, but 1% is still a lot if you do that every single day. Get your happiness from within. To be confident in what you do, you have to be happy with who you are. People who brim with confidence derive their sense of pleasure and satisfaction from their own accomplishments instead of what other people think of their accomplishments. So that to me just says commit to doing personal development, because I know all of us look at ourselves in the mirror and there's always something that we're not completely happy with. And many times, for those of us that have never done personal development before in our lives, it can be so many things. And then you're starting a business that requires you to do personal development. If you want to be successful in Monat, you need to do personal development every single day. If there's one thing you do, if there's one thing that you commit to in your business, is personal development. Because I've had great years in this business and I've had shitty years in this business where I'm like, oh my God, my life's falling apart almost, but like not wanting to panic. And what's gotten me through and what's kept me here committed and in love and passionate about what I do is that even in the times that things were rough, I still was doing personal development. So do the personal development, and that's what's gonna keep you here. And as you're doing the personal development, you're gonna love yourself more. You're gonna accept yourself more. You're gonna remove the bad habits from your life. You're going to realize who and what your distractions are, and you're gonna cut them out of your life. Not because you're an asshole, but because there's better things for you, and you need to make space for that. And sometimes we just cut the bottom 10%. It's we got to do what we got to do. We grow apart. You still wish them love, you still wish them everything awesome, but you got to do what you got to do. We move on with people and things. I'm not just talking about people. Okay, exercise. So people who exercise twice a week for 10 weeks felt more competent socially, academically, and athletically. They also rated their body image and self-esteem higher. But best of all, rather than the physical changes in their bodies being responsible for the uptick in confidence, the immediate endorphin-fueled positivity from exercise made all the difference. One, we're with a wellness company. I mean, vegan protein, energy, sleep drops, probiotics. I mean, that's what we sell. So use them. And the only way you're gonna use them is if you why would you take a protein shake? Because I just got back from the gym, or because I'm going to the gym or something. Why would you take the energy? One, because you're working. Two, because you just got home from work. You're so damn tired, but you need to go on a walk because a walk makes you a better person. Or because this walk is a walk that you're committed to taking every single day, because it's the walk where you're doing your personal development and your kids are not with you, and it's like your me time. It's like your sacred time. So don't obviously do it for yourself. We all know this. We all know that we need to be healthy. We all know that we need to eat healthy, that we need to take care of our bodies. But also, if you look at the values of our company, you're with a company that enforces and that wants people to have wellness in their lives, to have better habits, to be healthy, to cruelty-free, toxic-free, vegan, like all this stuff is what the business that we are in. So if you take care of your exercise and you take care of your well-being, not only are you doing that for yourself, but you're going to be promoting the products and you're going to get more sales because you're going to be talking about it. Okay. What do I have here? Okay, celebrate other people's successes. Confident people, instead of insecurely focusing inward, confident people focus outward, which allows them to see all the wonderful things that other people bring to the table. Praising people for their contributions is a natural result. What do we do here in Monat? A big part of what we do is recognition, and they from corporate, that's been trickled down to us. Like the moment that you hit your first rank, you get a diploma, you get a pin. That's valuable, and you feel that's where the new people start feeling like, I actually want to be here. I actually want to work with these people. They value who I am. They value what I do, because in the real world, people are out there working their asses off to win employee of the month. And just because the person that chooses the employee of the month doesn't like them, they're never going to be it. Versus here, just with our efforts, we get rewarded and recognized and celebrated. So if Monat is teaching us that, hold on, I'm so cold here. I need to go get a sweater. I couldn't talk anymore. I was shaking. It's so cold here in Colorado. I'm such a Miami girl. I'm dying. Okay. So celebration and recognition. It's easy to, in this world that we live in, it's easy to look at ourselves and look at social media and compare ourselves in our lives and think that other people are awesome and that we're not. It's just so easy to do that. It's so easy to compare ourselves. I want to invite you to stop with a comparison and start with the inspiration. Look at what other people have to offer. Look at what other people are offering and let that inspire you. Let that also be on the lookout for your role models, for your heroes, for the people that for you, it's like, man, she's amazing. Like this woman, I see her and she inspires me and she makes me want to move forward and she makes me want to be better. That same person that can cause those feelings on you can also cause feelings of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it, she's so much better than me, she's special, and all you're doing is bringing yourself down. It's just a perspective switch. That's all. If you, instead of looking at other people from a point of comparison, like why would you compare yourself to others? Like, have you looked at the beauty of this earth? Like, have you traveled even to the next corner of where you live and you've looked at the beauty of life? You've looked at the beauty of being a human, of having a family, of being alive, of having a home, of our meals, of the ocean, of rain. Like everything is so beautiful and so perfect that so are you, and so are every single one of us here. And what we should be doing is looking at other people and seeing how amazing they are and letting them know that, but also seeing that as a reflection of who we are. Because you know how people are our mirrors, and like sometimes like there's someone that just, there's something about them that bothers you so much and you don't know why, and then later on you end up recognizing that that thing that bothered you is something that's in your life. So we can either choose to focus on the negative or we can choose to focus on the positive. And focusing on the positive also involves seeing others and recognizing them. If you're able to do that, not only are you going to become a better person yourself, but as you grow in leadership, you're going to be able to recognize the leaders. You're going to be able to recognize the strengths of the people in your downline and giving them like the stepping stones, the stepping stools, the stepping stools to for them to recognize their strengths and their weaknesses as well, because part of who we are as leaders is we're all here because someone believed in us more than we believed in ourselves. That we're all here because someone saw something in us and they recognize that, and you're like, huh, actually, yeah, that's true. Maybe this is for me. I remember when my friend reached out to me about Monat, she's like, Mari, it's a vegan hair care brand. She's like, dude, you're such a hustler, you would kill it here. And I was like, actually, yeah, that's true. I am such a hustler. Like, dude, I had 3 jobs. So when she said that to me, she recognized that in me. And I was able to recognize that in myself, leading me to saying yes to this business. So it's like a trickle effect. You see other people outside that inspire you, that makes you become a better person. You recognize the goodness in other people, you recognize them and you let them know, and they end up signing up as a market partner with you. Once they're a market partner with you, you recognize their strengths, you build up on that, they get excited, they start believing in themselves, and they start just doing that with other people. You see the good things that we can do in this business if we have a perspective change. Okay. Dress for success. How we dress has a huge effect on how people see us. Things like the color, cut, and style of the clothes we wear, and even our accessories communicate loudly. By the way, but the way we dress also affects how we see ourselves. To boost your confidence, dress well. Choose clothing that reflects who you are and the image you want to project. So, 2 things here. One, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we also have to be able to look at how we look and our hygiene and the way that we're dressing and the clothes that we're wearing. Like, I remember there was a point in my life where had just had these white Converse, and it was the only shoes that I wore because I was broke and I just couldn't afford new shoes, and I could wear Converse with everything, but they were white. And if those are my only shoes, they were not white anymore. They were disgusting. And I just literally didn't give a shit. Like, I loved my Converse until I started Monat. I started becoming a better, version of me and whatever. And I had to break up with the shoes because they don't go with the woman that I am anymore. And I have Converse in my closet right now, and they are white, but they're actually white, So let's look at ourselves in the mirror and let's see how we look, how we take care of ourselves, our self-care. Also, how awesome we're in a company that enforces self-care. It's like, hey, here's some skincare products, here's some wellness products. Oh, that wasn't enough. Here's some makeup. Also, 5-minute makeup for us to look good. How many of us, when we get ready, we feel better? And I thought I was the only one, but apparently it's like science, it's on the book. So, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it for business. I think that showing up every day and getting ourselves ready every day is part of our job. And I think that's awesome that it's part of our job, because I've had other really shitty tasks at other jobs that I never want to do ever again in my life. And I was also getting paid for that. And here I'm getting paid for just getting ready and making myself feel good. Why should you get ready? 1, because it makes you feel good. It makes you show up differently. When you are dressed, you don't have to dress up every single day. Like, I work my business full time. Like, I do Monat full time and I work from home. And I mean, I just don't have to look like a hobo. I have like sets that are like workout sets or like lounge wear or whatever. Like, that's a big part of my uniform, but it looks good. It makes me feel good. So 1, we show up, we dress up, we get ready because 1, it makes you feels better. It makes us feel better. 2, as you're getting ready, you can go live on your Instagram account and show how you're getting ready. You can talk about your day. You can talk about your kids. You can talk about what you're going to cook for lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever you want to talk about. You can also talk about the products, but people are watching you and they're like, oh, what is that blush you're putting on your skin? Boom, you got a sale. That's part of your job. But hello, you're also doing it for yourself, and you're doing it because it makes you feel good. After you're done getting ready, so 3, you look good. So you can make a video at any moment that you get a good thought. Because how many times have we stopped ourselves from showing up on the stories because we look like shit? I definitely stopped myself many times because I look like shit. Thank God for filters. But also, we don't want to just be using filters all of the time, especially when we sell skincare and makeup. The hair, whatever, I guess kind of doesn't matter that much. But skincare, I mean, you have to look at my skin in order to see how the products are working on me. I've never seen the movie that has the Yoda, but I definitely know who the Yoda is. And I feel like all of us know who the Yoda is. So he's talking about the Yoda here. And Luke, who is like, I guess Yoda's kid, or like they're together in the movie. I have not watched the movie. Sorry, guys. Okay. So it says the movie is The Empire Strikes Back, I guess. When Yoda is training Luke to become a Jedi, he demonstrates the power of the Force by raising an X-Wing fighter from a swamp. Luke mutters, "I don't believe it." Yoda replies, "That is why you fail." As usual, Yoda was right and science backs him up. Numerous studies have proven that confidence is key to success. So it just goes back down to believing in what you're doing, and you have to believe. You have to believe this is going to work for you in a way that you can build belief and pour belief into you is by looking at other people that are successful in this business and saying, if they can do it, why not me? If you have been to Monations, you probably know, you've experienced this, where you've seen the women on stage with their husbands, with their families, or just talking. And there's a moment where you're just looking at them and you realize that they're just like you. Sometimes they're even like tinier than you. It's like this small little thing, and you're like, you are this awesome bomb woman. You're so tiny. It's awesome because you see them in person and it's really cool. But also, like, you get to see that we're not that different. So 1, Monations is awesome for that. But 2, social media is awesome for that. Go down the Instagram rabbit hole of Monet directors, of Monet top people. Like, they don't just have to be directors. There's incredible MMPs, well, MMPs are still pretty new, but there's people in every single rank that are doing amazing things, and you want to add that to your feed. Like, if you haven't detoxed your Instagram account or whatever social media you use, you need to do that as a priority this month, because as you're scrolling on your social media, you're not just consuming content, you're wiring your brain to believe certain things. So there's accounts that definitely need to be deleted from your Instagram page. Like, you don't have time for gossip, you don't have time for negativity, you don't have time for bad habits, you don't have time for partying. Like, if partying is outside of your life now and all your people are partying, like, I'm sorry, I just need to like mute you. I cannot be seeing that when I'm trying to not be partying, or I cannot be seeing other things when I'm trying to stay away from that. And detox your account from what cannot be there anymore and start following the people that inspire you, so that you can start believing for yourself what's possible. Because if they can do it, why can't you? And that has to be like a game changer for you. Like, that small little thing of looking at other people and realizing that if they were capable, you 100% can do it. It's enough belief for you to show up every day and move forward in your business. So here are the 9 don'ts. Sorry, that was a lot. Number 1, confident people don't make excuses. That's why you don't hear confident people blaming traffic for making them late, or an unfair boss for their failure to get a promotion. Confident people don't make excuses because they believe they're in control of their own lives, because we are. Not even your upline. Okay. You are. Your upline can quit if they want to, and you still have the resources. Number 2, don't quit. Confident people don't quit. Confident people don't give up the first time something goes wrong. They see problems and failures as obstacles to overcome rather than impenetrable barriers to success. The only way that we will be able to learn this is through constant personal development, because life has a way of throwing curveballs at us that we were not expecting, and somehow we still need to show up. Like, we still need to move forward. We still need to have conviction on what we're doing, and having conviction means we won't quit because we know what we want. Confident people do one of the first things confident people do when something goes wrong is to figure out why it went wrong and how they can prevent it from happening again. So it's like, look at your months, track your months. Do you know what you did in September that you don't want to repeat in October? Do you know what you did in September that you want to repeat in October? Do you know what you did in June that was awesome and that you've been doing in July and August and September and October? But the only way for you to know what works and what doesn't work is being able to look at what we are doing and being honest with ourselves and having a perspective of, I'm just moving forward. Like, it's okay to fail. I don't have to be perfect. Number 3, confident people don't wait for permission to act. So they don't waste time asking themselves questions like, can I or should I? If they ask themselves anything, it's, why wouldn't I? So it's like looking at those top performers of Monet and like seeing their Instagram stories and their social media, and instead of comparing ourselves to them and looking at everything that we lack, instead it's like, well, why not me? Why not me? These are habits of confident people. The book says it, not me. Well, I also say it. It doesn't even occur to them to wait for somebody else to take care of it. Like if there's a problem or something, they see what needs to be done and they do it. Fear doesn't hold them back because they know that if they never try, they will never succeed. In 5 years that I have been in this business, and in 5 years that I have been in the world of leadership, because I was not in the leadership world at all before that, and being surrounded by amazing leaders that I call my friends today, the best leaders are the ones that just do things. I've seen it in group chats when there's different leaders and we're trying to collaborate on doing something. The best people, the top performers, are the ones that are like, here, the flyer's done, or here, like, let's put dates on this, or like, let's make this happen, or hey, can I give you a call right now so we can do it? It's like call to action. They're in movement. They're like getting shit done. They're not waiting for somebody to tell them, should I, would I? Like, no, like you can even ask them because they're already gone. They're already doing it. Like they didn't even give you a second to do it yourself. Those are the best leaders. And if you want to become a great leader, you have to model after the best people. So next time that you're in a group chat and you have the answer to a question, you answer it. Next time someone's asking for help and you know the answer and you're too busy to type it, send a voice note. You have the knowledge. Why wouldn't you share it with somebody else, even if they don't know you? It's like karma's going to come back and get you in a really good way. It's like always being that person that you know you're going to go above and beyond because you're in a mission and you're living in your purpose and your passion. Number 4, they don't seek the spotlight. Confident people know that being yourself is much more effective than trying to prove that you're someone important. When they're receiving attention for an accomplishment, they show gratitude for everyone who helped them along the way. They don't crave approval or praise because they draw their self-worth from within. we work with a team. You can build a team. Part of leadership is team building, and we are nothing without our teams in the terms of we are all building each other up. Yes, you can have a successful business just with clients, but with a team, it's beautiful. Having a team is beautiful. Being with a team is beautiful. Recognizing your team is amazing. And when you are recognized, don't forget that you're here because your team also brought you here and because your team believed in you. Number 5, they don't need constant praise. They don't think that their success is dependent on other people's approval. And they understand that no matter how well they perform, there will always be somebody out there offering nothing but criticism. And this is a great tip for newbies. Forget about the people that are judging you. They don't matter. They're going to be judging you anyways. And also they're going to be giving you praise 5 years later when you're like super successful and they're like, oh, I remember when you were starting. Like, yeah, I remember when you were judging me, but thank you. Don't worry about those people. They don't matter. They don't pay for your bills. And if they're paying for your bills, you should actually prove them wrong. That's exactly what you should do. It's like, you don't believe in me? Here, let me show you. Only if they pay your bills. If they don't pay your bills, they literally do not matter. Just remove them out of your existence. It's easy. Just block them. Number 6, they don't put things off. Why do people procrastinate? Sometimes it's simply because they're lazy. A lot of times, though, it's because they're afraid. That is, afraid of change, failure, or maybe even success. Confident people don't put things off because they believe in themselves and expect that their actions will lead them closer to their goals. They don't sit around waiting for the right time or the perfect circumstance. Enough said. Just do personal development and heal. We all have lots of healing to do, but thankfully you're in an industry where it's something that's like reinforced, like, hey, do your personal development. Hey, go heal your wounds. We're so lucky that we get to be in an industry like this one. You know how many people go about their lives not knowing that we can actually heal from trauma and terrible things. And, you know, the being afraid is many times where we are in this like analysis paralysis and we jump on all the trainings and we're always there and we're always watching, but for some reason we're not moving forward. And it's because we have limiting beliefs that you don't deserve to be successful, beliefs that money comes and money goes, beliefs that, you know, like all sorts of different beliefs that just goes back to shadow work and a commitment that we need to have with each other, with ourselves, every single one of us, that we are committed to doing personal development, that we are committed to looking at ourselves in the mirror and seeing what we can improve, what we should improve, what we should remove, what we should do more of. And thankfully, if you keep jumping on trainings enough and you're not doing the personal development yet, you will realize that at some point you're just gonna give in and you're gonna do it. Don't forget that this is a journey also, and it's not about being perfect. It's simply about showing up. Number 7, they don't sit in judgment. Confident people don't waste time sizing people up and worrying about whether they measure up to everyone they meet. They don't pass judgment on others because they know that everyone has something to offer. This is good for when you are making your contact list and you're like, oh, who should I reach out to? Oh, I want to reach out to her. No, I'm not going to reach out to her because she has a rich husband. Maybe she has a rich husband, but maybe she's tired of living out of her husband's money. And just because you prejudge her, now you don't reach out to her. So in this way, like, we need to get rid of judgment, but also like, let's walk around those streets and instead of sizing women up, like, this is big culture in Miami. I don't know like where you girls live, if it's also like that, but like in Miami, there's all these beautiful women and you're walking around and they're like looking at you nasty, or they're looking at each other nasty. Like I used to look at them nasty also just because it was the culture. And then I'm like, wait, I actually want them to be my market partner. So let me tell them how much I love their skirt, or let me tell you how much I love your hair, or I love your energy. And simply by you being the bigger person, and honestly having the guts to say to someone how nice they look, even if they're giving you a shitty look, like you immediately just break them. You break them and you tap into their soul because they're happy, because we all love compliments, because we all love when people recognize us. And that like sizing people up thing is literally just a wall that we put because the world has been rough to us. So let's just be better, bigger people, better people. And that's also going to help you grow your business because maybe they'll sign up with you. Number 8, confident people don't avoid conflict. They don't see conflict as something to be avoided at all costs. They see it as something to manage effectively. They don't go along to get along, even when that means having uncomfortable conversations or making unpleasant decisions. This is important for leadership. This is important for team culture. This is very important for team culture because, Senor Luis says it all the time. There's going to be some rotten apples, and it's like you need to kill the dragon when it's a baby, because if you don't tackle the problem right now, it's going to get too big for you, like, and maybe you're going to deal with it eventually, but it's going to take a part of your team with you because the apples are already rotten, or the dragon already caught everyone on fire or whatever. And number 9, they don't get too comfortable. Confident people understand that getting too comfortable is the mortal enemy of achieving their goals. Comfort leads to complacency. Complacency leads to stagnation. When they start feeling comfortable, they take that as a big red flag and start pushing their boundaries again so that they can continue to grow. They understand that a little discomfort is a good thing. And I hope that this is a lesson that you keep with you always, and that you always share that lesson with your teams, your new people that are coming in, that a little discomfort is a good thing, and that we should always be living in a little discomfort, just because comfort leads to complacency, and complacency leads to stagnation, and we all hate being stuck. In fact, I just had a realization. All of you who say they're stuck, you raise your hand. I've said I'm stuck. I've said this myself. I know you girls have said this also. If you've said, or if you are saying you're stuck, that let this be a wonderful invitation to look at yourself in the mirror and see where you've gotten comfortable. Because if you're stuck, it's because you're comfortable and you're not living and you're not moving outside your comfort zone. So all you have to do is get a little bit uncomfortable, and you're going to start getting more confidence. You're going to start feeling more good about yourself because you showed up to the training, because you did the live, because you answered your DMs. And next thing you know, you're a freaking rock star. You're in momentum, all because you decided to look at yourself in a mirror and you realize that you were stuck because you were comfortable. So now, bringing this all together, having confidence gives you a massive advantage in life, and true confidence can only be achieved through emotional intelligence. Your confidence is your own to develop or undermine. It's the steadfast knowledge that goes beyond simply hoping for the best. It ensures that you'll get the job done. That's the power of true confidence. Building confidence is a journey, not a destination. To become more confident, you must be passionate in your pursuit of a greater future. Embracing the habits of confident people is a great way to increase your odds of success, which in turn will lead to more confidence. So 2 things here. You must be passionate in your pursuit of a greater future. A greater future. Future equals vision. So you're passionate in your pursuit of your own vision for your life. So what is your why? Do you know why you're doing this business? Do you know why you're here? Do you know what this business is going to do for you? I remember when I was starting my business and I was figuring this thing out, and I was in debt, and like all of these things sucked. you know what got me moving? It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire with Monat. That was definitely not it. It was like, I wonder if 3 months from now, I'm going to be able to have all my credit cards paid off. Or I wonder what my life is going to look like in 6 months when I'm driving the Cadillac. Like that excited me so much. I could picture myself driving the Cadillac. In fact, I went to a Cadillac dealership. I test drove the Cadillac and it was a white Cadillac. And I was in that car. I pretended I was purchasing the car and I wanted to test drive it. And I test drove it and I sat on it and I drove it and I smelled it and I touched it and I felt that the car was mine. And it is now. Actually, it's my second car downstairs. Monat pays for it. But it's like we need to have that vision. We need to know why we're here in order for all of these other things to fall into place. So you must be passionate in your pursuit of a greater future. And embracing the habits of confident people is a great way to increase your odds of success, which in turn will lead to more confidence. So model after your heroes. Who are your heroes? And it goes back to what I shared of detox your social media accounts and only follow people that inspire you. Only follow people that if you open, because you will open your Instagram, you're looking at people that like you close your Instagram motivated. You watch someone's stories and you actually took like 3 key points from it, and you're now, because you already got ready, because you already look cute, because you already feel good, you're going to take those 3 key points that you learned from that person that inspires you so much, and you're going to go talk about it in your stories. And because you did that, you spoke to someone's heart that day, and that person heard you, and that person reached out to you, and that person signed up with you, and that person became your next runner. But it all comes back down to, man, to our confidence. Like, this is crazy. I have never in the 5 years I've been in this business had a training on confidence. Had anyone say like how important confidence is? It's like, oh, be confident, be confident. Like, just the word, we've only ever used the word confident, but we've never dug deep into how important confidence is when it comes to building our business and the success of our business. And also, just to tie this whole thing together, confidence is a choice. Maybe we're not confident right now, but maybe that is the first step, which is realizing that you lack confidence and that you have a long way to go, but you're committed to the journey, not the destination. So you're willing to embark on the journey of becoming more confident and starting to build those habits that make you more confident, which is, some of them is like these 9 that I told you. Stop making excuses. Quitting is not in your language, in your life. You don't need permission to act. You simply follow your intuition and you do what you need to do. You don't need to seek the spotlight. You're able to see how amazing other people are as well and praise them for that. You don't need constant praise yourself, because nobody's paying your bills. Like, who gives a shit? Like, nobody cares what people are saying about you. Nobody cares what people are judging or not saying. Like, who cares? It doesn't even matter. Like, no one's out there trying to give you your dream life. Only you are. You stop putting things off. And once you start tracking this, you're going to realize that there's things that you're running away from. And those things that you're running away from are simple fears, like things that you have to face. And once you're able to move past that, you move forward by a lot, like exponentially. You stop judging people, like you no longer, remove gossip from your life. I'm about to let you girls go. Remove gossip from your life. Remove looking at other people and seeing what's not good with them. Like that's got to be gone. It's toxic. It's so toxic. Remove that from your life. Don't avoid conflict. You need to be able to have conversations and never get too comfortable. If you can start with those 9 habits of things that you just want to remove out of your life, you're already making space. If you can make space by removing the things that don't serve you, you're literally opening yourself up for blessings, and the universe will deliver. It's the laws of the universe. It's how life works. It's how we're all here for a reason. Somehow we ended up here when we could have gone in many different paths, but we got here for a reason, and maybe we were acting a little bit differently before we said yes to this blessing, and the blessing is here today. So thank you, ladies, for joining me. I hope that this call was valuable. Let me stop recording. Hold on.